out here in Karachi lately. Seam bowlers have found it tough. How do they get wickets? What do they look to do? Reverse swing. And when we talk about reverse swing, who better to talk to than one of the greatest, one of the best of all time, Waqar Younis, alongside me. Waqar, thanks very much for joining us. I just want to talk about the dynamics first and foremost of reverse swing. What are you looking to do? How are you looking to hold the ball? Those little simple things.
Look, Doull, you've been the swing bowler, you've been the seam bowlers, and you know how the new ball works. You have to really stay behind the seam. You have to make sure your palms in the right position, your mechanisms are in a really good position. But when it comes to reverse, it's a different ball game altogether. It's the force, it's the pace you need when it comes to reverse. And we saw yesterday also when Wasim was, getting his rhythm right at the end. He was, landing the ball in the right area, and he was just superb, outstanding. And this ball, I would say, this is the ball.
That'll
probably
reverse.
he'll bowling right now with it.
What about seam position? I mean, we're so used to as a seam bowler or a swing bowler, sort of straight up and down the seam, your fingers like that. What are you looking for when you're bowling reverse swing? Are you looking for a similar thing, or is it changing a touch?
Look, the seam, it doesn't really matter much. It's more of your wrist, and you don't really have to go straight. You can really tilt it a little bit, right, to not sort of swing it, just to sort of make it dip the ball more than anything else. Because I know that a lot of pundits talk about reverse swing, stay behind it. For me, I've done it all my life. Yeah. I feel that your wrist position has to be a little bit tilted, so the ball shouldn't swing, it should dip. And that's exactly what happened.
That's what gets the batter falling over, isn't
it?
Which is kind of what we saw with the Blundell wicket. We'll take a look at that one now, because Mohammad Wasim, I think, gets his wrist in a great position, and it's slightly angled, almost like a UFO. Not quite, but similar to a UFO.
Yeah, and also modern days, it's not all about bowling the Yorkers. It's about just getting the length right, especially when you're playing on these pitches where the ball doesn't really come. Normal pitches where there's a little bit more bounce, I would say, you have to really pitch it up a bit more. But over here, you have to really stay a little shorter, because it's still not going to miss the stumps. Okay. So I think Wasim did a wonderful job bowling that.
Just want to finish off on bowling to the lower order batters, because we've got a great illustration of what Mohammad Wasim did to Ish Sodhi. It's not just about going full, is it?
No. I mean, gone those days when you just run in and bowl those Yorkers and stumps going all over. You have to really play around with them. You just bowl those bouncers, which Wood did to us in the England series, and I thought Wasim did a very similar job yesterday. He bowled that short delivery to Ish Sodhi and really, troubled him a bit with that, and he was just shaken a bit. And then he came out with that beautiful Yorker. It was very unlucky that it didn't go through. Could have easily just taken the stumps.
Well, it's all about getting your length right. I think that's the key with reverse swing. We saw that brilliant delivery to get Tom Blundell out. He may have got an inside edge, but that doesn't matter now. It was the right length. These conditions are quite conducive, I think, to reverse swing. Got to get the length right, and if you're bowling to the lower order, short, hit him in the badge, then the toes.